Valmiki Ramayana, Aranya Kanda, Book number 3, Sarga 28, Roman numerals XXVIII 28, KHARA dismounted. But when he turned, his eye were bled, both Trishiras and Dushan dead. Fear o'er the giant spirit came, of Rama's might, which naught could tame. He saw his savage legions those, whose force no creature dared oppose. He saw the leader of his train, by Rama's single prowess slain. With burning grief he marked the few still left him on his giant crew. As Namuchi on Indra saw, rushed the dread demon on his foe. His mighty bow the monster strained, and angrily on Rama rained his mortal arrows in a flood, like serpent fangs athirst for blood. Skilled in the bowman's warlike art, he plied the string and poised the dart. Here on his car and there he rode, and passages of battle showed. While all the sky regions grew dark with his arrows as they flew, then Rama seized his ponderous bow, and straight the heaven was all aglow. With shafts whose stroke no life might bear, that filled with flash and flame the air, thick as the blinding torrents sent down from Parjana's firmament. In space itself no space remained, but all was filled with arrows rained. Incessantly from each great bow, wielded by Rama and his foe. As thus in furious combat wrought, to mortal hate the warriors fought. The sun himself grew faint and pale, obscured behind that arrowy veil. As when beneath the driver's steel an elephant is forced to kneel, so from the hard and pointed head of many an arrow Rama bled. High on his car the giant rose, prepared in deadly strife to close. And all the spirits saw him stand, like Yama with his noose in hand. For KHARA deemed in senseless pride that he beneath whose hand had died, the giant legions failed at length, slow sinking with exhausted strength. But Rama, like a lion when a trembling deer comes nigh his den, feared not the demon mad with hate of lion might and lion gait. Then in his lofty car that glowed with sun-like brilliance KHARA rode. At Rama madly on he came, like a poor moth that seeks the flame. His archer skill the fiend displayed, and at the place where Rama laid his hand, an arrow cleft in two, the mighty bow the hero drew. 7 arrows by the giant sent, bright as the bolts of Indra rent their way through mail and harness joints, and pierced him with their iron points. On Rama, hero unsurpassed, 1,000 shafts smote thick and fast, while as each missile struck rang out the giant's awful battle shout. His knotted arrows pierced and tore the sun-bright mail the hero wore, till band and buckle rent away, glittering on the ground it lay. Then pierced in shoulder, breast, and side, till every limb with blood was dyed. The chieftain in majestic ire shone glorious as the smokeless fire. Then loud and long the war cry rose of Rama, terror of his foes, as on the giant's death intent a ponderous bow he strung and bent. Lord Vishnu's own, of wondrous size, Agastya gave the heavenly prize. Then, rushing on the demon foe, he raised on high that mighty bow, and with his well-wrought shafts whereon bright gold between the feathers shone, he struck the pennon fluttering o'er the chariot, and it waved no more. That glorious flag, whose every fold was rich with blazonry and gold, fell as the sun himself by all the gods' decree might earthward fall. From wrathful KHARA's hand, whose art well knew each vulnerable part, 4 keenly piercing arrows flew, and blood in Rama's bosom drew. With every limb disstained with gore, from deadly shafts which rent and tore, from KHARA's clanging bowstring shots, the prince's wrath waxed wondrous hot. His hand upon his bow that best of mighty archers firmly pressed, and from the well-drawn bowstring true, each to its mark 6 arrows flew. 1 quivered in the giant's head, with 2 his brawny shoulders bled. 3 with the crescent heads they bore, deep in his breast a passage tore. 13 to which the stone had lent the keenest point were swiftly sent. On the fierce giant every one, destructive gleaming like the sun. With 4 the dappled steeds he slew, 1 cleft the chariot yoke in 2. 1 in the heat of battle sped, smote from the neck the driver's head. The poles were rent apart by 3, 2 broke the splintered axle tree. Then from the hand of Rama, while across his lips there came a smile, the 12, like thunderbolt impelled, cut the great hand and bow it held. Then, scarce by Indra's self surpassed, he pierced the giant with the last. The bow he trusted cleft in twain, his driver and his horses slain. Down sprang the giant, mace in hand, on foot against the foe to stand. The gods and saints in bright array, close gathered in the skies, the prince's might in battle fray, beheld with joyful eyes. Uprising from their golden seats, their hands in honor raised, they looked on Rama's noble feats and blessed him as they praised. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. Footnotes. 261 1b. This Asura was a friend of Indra, and taking advantage of his friend's confidence, he drank up Indra's strength along with a draught of wine and soma. Indra then told the Ashwins and Saraswati that Namuchi had drank up his strength. The Ashwins, in consequence, gave Indra a thunderbolt in the form of a foam, with which he smote off the head of Namuchi. Garrett's Classical in Dictionary of India. See also Book 1, page 39. 261 2b. Indra. Wow. Wow, wow. Wow. You see, all these kind of descriptions of all these detailed descriptions of this fight between Rama and these giants, these titans. Now Rama is fighting KHARA. All these details of the chariots and everything, the horses, the chariot drivers, description of the bows, arrows, all these details. To me, at this point, when you read Ramayana, it's hard to imagine this is all just imagination, someone's imagination. Some sage was sitting, he came up with this story to tell. And that millions of people preserved Ramayana through chanting of these shlokas, of these mantras. Yeah. Why would millions of people for millennia be chanting Ramayana, the verses of Ramayana, the mantras of Ramayana, if the whole thing is just an imagination? If the whole thing is just has no basis to reality, it's not a historical event. Why would millions of people chant and preserve this knowledge? Okay, the demons would say, oh, it's just all allegory for us, as if we are the center of the universe. Allegory for us Kali Yugans who eat cows and literally talk garbage all day long. Garbage means you're watching TV and you see all this news and all this just ignorant people talking trash all day long. So the politicians, they create all this trash, and all we do is just remembering and regurgitating this trash, finding great pleasure in finding faults with these politicians who we know they are full of shit. So this is Kali Yuga. No, we are not the center of the universe. We're not the only ones in the universe. We are, as a matter of fact, the most obnoxious, devolved species ever. in comparison to previous civilizations. We are the most pinnacle of devolution. We are getting this technology from the demons, from the lower planetary systems, and we are thinking we are advancing. It's like giving a monkey. Imagine bunch of chimpanzees. You give them AK-47s, ARs, AR-15s, and bazookas, and see what happens. And just watch and see what happens. Imagine you just go to a zoo, and in a cage of 50 chimpanzees, and you give them all these weapons, just lying around, and see what happens. That's the present situation. The humanity completely mad with gross materialism, consumerism, godless, soulless shell of humanity. Nothing there. But Ramayana still lives. Jai Shri Ram, victory to Ram, Roma Victor. Hail Ram. Ciao.